Oh boy, you guys.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We skipped thanking patrons last week because our show had already run far too long. We were ridiculous,
And we didn't think that it would bunch up on us, but boy, it seems to have, huh, Dan?
So we've got a lot of people to thank. Now, for those of you who don't know what a patron is, it's someone who is amazing, has their heart in exactly the right place, and then they go to howtoheretic.com and they click on the support us, and it takes them to the Patreon, and they give us their money. And that's an awesome thing to do, and we've got so many people to thank. So thanks go to Michael, Christopher, Steve, Daniel. I got to make sure I'm not just breezing over people that need to have saints and stuff. Annika, Crystal, Nicholas, Sean, Mike Lee, Mike, we'll just say Mike. This one is
Mike
the boy
Lee,
who
the
cried.
Utah senator, is a patron now.
Yes, Mike Lee, the Utah senator. No, it's actually Mike Lee's forehead sweat. That's who it is.
Because I was going to say, if Mike Lee, you're a fan of this show and a patron, I want you to stop.
Take your garbage money and fuck off.
Stop listening and stop doing all the things you're doing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We also have the boy who cried WTF, a simple mango farmer. That's lovely. Oh, no. Oh, God. We need to give a saint to the mango farmer, so never mind. Damien and Eric. Quick, Uncle Doug, the mango farmer needs a saint.
Oh, my God. Mango farmer. Your saint is Saint Horatio P. Huffenpuff, the incontinent. And he is the patron saint of reverse mortgages, which I believe he is not the only patron saint of reverse mortgages. But, you can never have more than one. Just like a reverse mortgage. Call me.
Boom.
He's the patron saint of event planners who only got there because of nepotism. And left-handed lobsters.
Which is a surprisingly large number.
Yeah, it's a saint without a lot to do, but it's good to know he's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Uncle Mark,
Yeah.
you need to give a saint to eat you like a burger.
Jesus. That just really knocked me off my pins for a second there. All right. Eat you like a burger?
Eat you like a burger.
Eat you like a burger. Your
It's like rock you like a hurricane. Come on now.
That's right.
No, I'm feeling it. That your patron saint is Saint Aardvarkus of Antwerp, and that is the patron saint of full contact algebra, dear John letters, and any liquid meal that can accurately be described as both a soup and or a consomme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, good one.
We're rocking and rolling.
Top shelf
saint. We're not done yet, and not by a long shot, because we have some heavens to dole out.
Oh my
Yay.
gosh.
So you know what? I'll take the first one. My heaven goes out to Jewish monk. So Jewish monk, look, you have been you are now being one of our top tier patrons. You have earned yourself a heaven, and heaven you shall have. None of this looks good at first, but then turns awful nonsense either. I'm going in the opposite direction. This one seems bad at first, but then, well, it might stay bad. I'm not sure, but that's up to you. I think it's good. Anyway, here's the thing, Jewish monk. When you die, and die you must, you're going to stupid heaven. Now, please withhold judgment as I explain. Yes, when you die, everyone around you will be entirely vacuous. Dim bulbs, the lot of them. Just a shimmering sea of simple-mindedness. But, and this is the key, you'll be every bit as witless as they are. I know, we're trained in this society to value intelligence and logic, and I think those are fine qualities, but they're not the be-all and end-all that we tend to make them, especially considering how bad even the smartest of us are at using these big brains. Consider, for example, 69-year-old theoretical physicist Paul Frampton, who was duped into smuggling cocaine by someone pretending to be a supermodel online. Where was your big brain then, Paul? Anyway, that's not the only... That's the thing about your heaven, Jewish monk. Nobody there is burdened by genius. Nobody questions their lot. Nobody gets themselves into a tither about this or that world problem or philosophical dilemma. It's just a bunch of happy people bumbling around enjoying their eternity. It's not dangerous. There are no cars to hit you or knives left lying around in precarious places. And if there were, it's heaven. You're already dead. Nothing can hurt you. So do all the stupid things. See what it feels like to kick yourself in the face. Try cooking Pop-Tarts in motor oil. Say whatever's on your mind to anyone you see. They won't mind. They don't know any better than you do. Nobody gets offended about anything because nobody has the wherewithal to judge anybody else or even worry about themselves. There are no wrong turns or bad choices, no expectations or demands, just curiosity without the capacity for fear or disappointment. Welcome to heaven. Enjoy.
Wow, that was a journey.
Yeah, that's lobotomy heaven. That's awesome.
You took me there, and I'm thinking, I want to go to there.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
I think I just described my actual heaven. So there you go. And then, Uncle Doug, I believe you also have a heaven to dole out.
I do indeed, and I want to make two things clear. The name of the heaven, the name of the person receiving this heaven is if I, Jane Dickweed, gets it, so should you. I assume that means both the vaccine and the joke, but I can't tell. And I want to make clear that I wrote this. I did write this heaven for last week, and our show ran too long, which is before some more news came out that makes this heaven all the more apt.
Good.
Yeah. But I got there first. So, well, if I, Jane Dickweed, gets it, so should you. I'm just going to call you Jane from now on. When in exactly 11 days, 4 hours, and 16 minutes, you are crushed by the collapsing clock tower that ironically you were looking up at to see if it had been 11 days, 4 hours, and 16 minutes since you heard this, the world goes dark. But not for long. The darkness quickly fades away to a blinding white light. Exactly how white? You're about to find out. The blinding light gives way to two enormous gold and mother-of-pearl gates stretching up to the blue sky full of white puffy clouds. As your eyes focus, you see a man in white robes with a long white beard standing at a golden lectern. This can't be. Peter in front of the pearly gates? It's a sight so stereotypical that you assume you must still be alive and hallucinating. This can't be what the actual heaven looks like. Peter smiles wanly, as though he senses your reaction. Come forward, my dear, it's okay. You step up to the lectern, and Peter opens what at first seems like a giant book of your life's works, but then you realize is more like a briefcase. He removes a small glass vial with a cotton swab inside. He pulls out the swab and says, "Open your mouth, please." So caught off guard are you that you do, and Peter swabs the inside of your cheek. He places it into the vial and slides it into a small hole in the lectern, which emits a pleasing light when he does. After a few awkward seconds, there is a ding, and a female voice says, "Sufficiently white." "Ah," says Peter, "congratulations and welcome. You deserve this." He extends his arm as the two gates crack open slowly and swing open. Yes, you have just quite literally been judged by the color of your skin, not the content of your character. Bewildered, you step through the gates to see row after row of enormous, tasteless McMansions, punctuated by golf courses. Yes, heaven is quite literally a gated community. You stumble forward trying to make sense of it all, and you notice several women, white women, all out for a stroll. Each of them has a gold-plated AR-15 slung over their shoulder and a little toy poodle prancing along at their feet. As they pass each other, you hear one of them greet the other with, "I deserve this," to which the other responds, "I deserve this." You realize that each of these women are identical and somehow familiar. You focus in on a couple of them and try and figure out where you know them from. Each has their platinum blonde hair pulled back in various aggressive ponytails, with makeup that looks like they're going to a rave in 1998 for some reason. "I deserve this. I deserve this." Wait a minute, you think. Is that Meghan McCain? Before you finish the thought, you hear a voice right behind you. "Welcome. I deserve this." You wheel around to see another one right behind you, and yup, it's Meghan McCain. She stares at you expectantly. "Hello." Her face darkens a bit, like you've breached some sort of protocol. I deserve this, you manage to mumble. Suddenly she smiles, and the smile returns to her face. Here's your gun. I deserve this, she says as she hands you a gold-plated AR-15 with mother-of-pearl handles and a cherry wood stock. You hesitantly take the gun and again see her expectant look. I deserve this? She smiles as she turns on her heel and walks away, saying in parting, I deserve this. You probe deeper into the neighborhood. Each time you pass another Megan, she smiles at you and says, I deserve this. Would you like a book deal? Or, I deserve this. Would you like to host a TV show? Or, would you like to be in a movie? I deserve this. Each time you politely refuse, the Megans stare at you until you respond with, I deserve this. Block after block, day after day, year after year, eon after eon, this is all there is. This is not white heaven or even white privilege heaven, though it's both of those things. This is Meghan McCain's heaven. You are cursed to walk the streets of an all-white, all-Meghan gated community being offered things you don't deserve and didn't earn, all the while proclaiming that you do. As the reality of your bland, banal, privileged, and pointless eternity sets in, you can't help but think, this isn't right. I don't deserve this. Well, Jane, to be fair, neither does she.
Wow.
I think that Doug is trying to work out his incredible attraction to Meghan McCain and her whole worldview via the podcast. I think that's all this podcast does for him.
Just working through it bit by bit. We're happy to help, Doug. It's fine.
Yeah.
Did you know that her middle name, her name is Meghan Marguerite McCain?
I didn't, but it doesn't help.
That's a lot of M's.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
That's awfully ethnic, I have to say. I'm a bit surprised that she's allowed at the country club with a name like that, but there you go.
Right.
So,
all right. Well, thanks again once more to all of our patrons.
Thank you.
Yep,
we love
thank
you
you
so much. Please go ahead and give us your money if you want to. It's a wonderful thing to do. And if you can't afford to do that, that's also fine. But go ahead and give us 5 stars wherever you can find a way to do that. And that's also great.
stars are free.
That's right.
Let's move on, shall we?
Moving on.